Militant affection. Militant affection.
Hey everyone, we're here and we're in it to win. I'm bringing my best talking voice to the top-notch people. It is 1:10 a.m. and I am drinking White Claw. This whole podcast is brought to you by the cool taste of a nice White Claw seltzer. Only 100 calories, 2 carbs, gluten-free, and 5% alcohol, so you can get your stupid fucking brain all fucked up. This is my first podcast I'm recording in my new apartamento. Hibbity-doo! And I set off the fire alarm earlier. I was cooking a DiGiorno pizza in the fucking oven. And, excuse me. And, the oven wasn't working. So I decided to use the broiler like an idiot. And I just burned the whole top of the fucking pizza. And it set off the fucking fire alarm. But we're cool now. Things are cool. I got my White Claw. I got my life. And that's all you need to succeed, bro. I think I might call this one Identity Politics is Retarded. Because I feel like clickbait headlines are what the kids crave. A nice crave-worthy clickbaiter. I'm going to masturbate all over your fucking headline. I'll click it and I'll bait. Clickbait. If I had like an internet fishing store, I would call it clickbait. And everyone would laugh and laugh. They're like, how fucking cute. He sells fucking fishing lures and fishing rods. And it's called ClickBait. It's an internet web store. Oh my god, I want to suck my father's dick till he blows it empty. What's the statistic? I'm trying to think. Isn't there a statistic that like 25% of kids like aren't their real... I'm picking my nose. This is going to be gross for the web. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to wipe it on my chair. I'm a gross human being. I got to get through. I can't pause this. I don't pause. I'm a man that just goes. A statistic that like 25% of babies are born to the wrong father, or like wrong dad raises baby or some shit. Like a lady will just fuck. I can't have time to fucking Google this. I'm drinking too many White Claws. Maybe like 5%, 10%, 15%. Like women fuck a different dude and then pretend that it was the dude, and then they get the dude to raise it, even though it was a different dude's kid. That's fucked up, right? If I ever went on vacation and came back and my wife was pregnant, I'd be like suspicious. Or like, we're not vacation, like just went somewhere for a while. And when I came back, she's like, oh, I'm pregnant. I'd be like, what? What? Is this another dude's baby? What the fuck? I don't trust anyone, you know? Men and women alike cannot be trusted. Women cheat, men cheat. Isn't the statistic women cheat more than men? That's crazy. We all be cheating. We sort of just live in a cheat economy, you know? Like, the hottest person is the person that's able to cheat the most. That's the hottest person, right? We want someone that's desirable. And the most desirable person is the person that's capable of cheating the most. So by definition, the hottest person is the person who could cheat the most. And that's just the way humanity works. And if you're with someone who doesn't cheat a lot, you may have been hurt a lot in life, and you just want to be the one who's the dominant one that can cheat, and just want a nice guy to control or a nice gal to control. And that's called being a narcissist. Honing on weak people to benefit you. Which is cool, I guess, if that's how you roll. But everybody knows exactly on the bowl. Making up shit, sucking on a fucking dick. Everyone is dumb except for me. I'm the man. What if I was like that? What if that's how I talked, how I lived? I've been listening to a lot of Baile funk. I was watching a Vice documentary about Baile funk. I guess a lot of Baile funk artists have been murdered. Poo poo poo. Oh no, I'm a Baile funk artist. Poo poo poo. Oh, you're murdering me. Oh my god. And their music's pretty interesting. This is MC Bin Laden. It's like a lot of noise. Well, I mean, it's like rhythmic. It's just like the repeating drum thing, and then like that. Rachupi o Tagatabato, Yokiero Takabalato, eat a lotto, Takayatos, eat some quesadilla rocco, Laka Paco, Shika Talk. You think I'm gonna get murdered for doing this? Do you think an obscure podcast these Baile artists could find and murder me? I kind of like it though. It's barely musical. It's rhythmic speaking, which is cool. But, you know, it was fun. It's just fun like life. It's how life should be. Oh, let me skip ahead a little bit. There it is. I don't even know what he's saying. He's probably like, murder women, fuck kids, take money, buy drugs. This particular guy, MC Bin Laden, is a very fat gentleman. And one of his biggest music videos is like 100 million hits, and it's just him being fat on a beach. Which is why I like him. I like a fat guy. If you know me, I like a fat man, a fat gentleman. That's a real man, a man that just can't stop fucking eating goodies and treats. I'm a man and I love goodies and treats. I'm eating goodies and treats all day. But yeah, a lot of those artists are dying because of the government or some shit, and they make music like that. It makes ladies' asses pop out and they dance. But I'm getting off topic here. Identity politics is retarded is the name of the top of this. And that questions a lot of things. Retarded, is that okay to say? Is that offensive to people with a mental illness? I don't know. But why am I breathing heavy? I've been drinking too many White Claws. I've been eating fucking burnt peanuts, which is like old man candy. It's just like candied peanuts. Let me take a little sip of this. Just think to yourself for a minute. This is just me on this one. Just think for a minute about your life. Reflect on your dreams and what you're doing. Are you living in mediocrity? Do you have to change how you live? Think about it. Wait, I'll just play a little Baile funk while I take a sip. This stuff is getting tons of hits. They love this shit. I'm only thinking in the comedy world. I recently posted a post online to my friends that let me read it to you, and then we can discuss it. So I can discuss comedy and wokeness and identity politics, all the things fucking people love to talk about, you know? All the things people love to hear out in the fucking world where they're sucking each other off and licking each other's titties till titty milk gets all over their fucking chest. I feel like a lot of comedy is like, I'm this, white, black, Asian, woman, man, gay, straight, trans, etc. So this. And a lot of the time, this is a stereotype or accepted social narrative. Am I being led to believe that for a lot of people, the stereotypes are true? That there are no individuals and every one of this has to be this? But wouldn't that be in effect racist, sexist, and homophobic, etc.? Because I've never met anyone that was exactly like the narrative being perpetuated on them. I understand just doing the expected narrative makes it easy on an audience because they don't have to think and can continue living thinking that this and this is universally true and it's okay to laugh at because it's nothing new. This is my post about comedy, in case I didn't reference this, about identity politics in comedy. But aren't we individuals not defined by stereotypes but by our actions? I think a guy said this once. And I'm referring to MLK, who said to judge people by their actions, not by the color of their skin. Which I think was a pretty smart thing for that wife cheater to do. MLK, wife cheater. That's not the right wording, I don't think. Wife cheater? He cheated on his wife. He's just a cheater. But as mentioned before, the most desirable people are the people most capable of cheating. And he was a desirable man. He was a rebel fighting for a good reason. But, like, chicks love a rebel. He was a rebellious man. And he was so attractive to fight against, something bigger than himself. So, I want to fuck. And it's hard to resist bitches, If you got all these bitches coming after you, how are you going to not give in? MLK, I support you. What can I say? Black History Month? And I support a Black History man. I am a very open-minded individual. Okay, so let me continue. I think a guy said this once. Or are a lot of stereotypes actually true? And shouldn't be considered taboo or bad because they are just facts. But because they are considered taboo or bad, is an audience just laughing because it's naughty to say them? But if they are true, how naughty could they be? I mean, a lot of true things are naughty, so disregard this whole paragraph. So, like, audience laugh at stereotypes. Like, oh, Italian guy's a greaseball. Oh, fucking black guy, fucking something. Italian guy's a greaseball. Oh, black guy is something. Oh, lady is fucking poopka. Or if they're like, oh, white guy can't dance. They're like, oh, black guy can dance. But there's plenty of black guys that can't dance and white guys that can dance, But we go with the general fucking concepts. I'm trying to be not offensive here. Maybe I should. There's like a common joke that I've heard multiple black comedians say about like how like people are racist and assume they're gonna like steal from them, and then the punchline of the joke is they just steal from them anyhow because fuck them. Which yeah, it's funny, but like I've just heard that a lot. There's a common white guy joke about like how I'm a white guy, I don't know how to have sex. And then the punchline is like how they're not good at sex. As a common white guy joke. Common chick joke is like, straight chick joke is like, fuck guys, I'd rather eat pizza. Or something along the lines where like, acquiring resources is more important than having a protector. As if we really break down the joke to like really like biology terms. Let me break down the other jokes about. So like the black guy, well that's just stereotyping and like just being the stereotype, ironically. It's funny to be the stereotype is what that joke's saying. And the other one is another stereotype that white guys can't fuck and then they just are the stereotype. Because being the stereotype is in fact funny to people. So, but like the idea of identity politics is like, I thought what it was supposed to be is that we aren't our stereotypes. But I think it's starting to be that we are. Like, it's not breaking us down to be individuals. It's breaking us down by, like, race and gender and sexual orientation. When really all that stuff should be, like, second fiddle to, like, the way we act in life, And the way we treat each other. And the way just where we are, our own specific personalities. Whereas, like, being gay doesn't mean you're important. And, like, obviously everyone deserves equal rights and should be treated equally. But we should all also be individuals. Like, if you're Asian, it doesn't mean anything. It just means you happen to be Asian. It doesn't mean you're going, oh, Hello Kitty. That's not what it means. It just means you're just another person that's Asian. And if all identity politics was equality, then I'd be pro it. But it seems to be wanting to think that we're all just stereotypes of ourselves. Like white people are evil, black people are like pure good. When in reality, I think we're all just people. That there's no delegation. I mean, just people of whatever are evil, people of whatever are good. But most of all, we're all just trying to get by. It's just how I feel. You judge someone by the actions, not by the color of their skin. Which is why I think the whole concept behind it is getting ridiculous. What am I getting at here? I feel like I'm always I ate so much. I don't know. I've been fucking crazy lately. I just think all people are equal. I remember someone was being a comedian. I think I already talked about this. Was being heckled by this lady, this black woman, and she was talking about crack. And then like he was like, "What?" And she's like, "Of course I know about crack. I'm black." And I'm like, "Why are you fucking being racist against yourself? I don't assume that a black person knows about crack, you know?" But she said that, "Of course I know about crack. I'm black." And I'm like, "Okay. I don't know. I understand that was a joke, or maybe it wasn't. Like the joke she was doing was that black people know about crack, which I feel like is a fucked up joke because that's racist, right?" Now I'm saying this coming from the side of a person who's woke. In my mind, I don't give a fuck what you say. I don't think any jokes, if you attempt to be funny, even if it's not funny, you can say whatever you want. I'm complete freedom of speech. But I just don't know what we're getting at here. You know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying, guys? Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? You guys get what I'm saying. Yo le quiero paco pero hopa. Oh wait, I was gonna read the rest of my post. We're off topic here, guys. God, I burp on all these. I'm sorry. This is really the worst to be burping in a year. So I was talking about how audience laugh at stereotypes because they're naughty. Or are comedians self-aware and just doing the safe narrative so an audience can digest them easily? So this is about like using stereotypes to be funny, and people are generally okay with them because most people love mediocrity. Mediocrity is something else I want to talk about. Or are comedians being ironic? They're being ironically stereotypical. Or are some stereotypes lined up a lot of the time with reality, and you are being an individual, but just so happens to happen that the true thing is the basic thing. So like a Jew that's greedy. Now I can say that I'm Jewish, but a greedy Jew is a joke, and there's a lot of greedy Jews out there, you know? A little side note, funny isn't an equation, it just is. A joke is good because it makes people laugh. Perfect joke math doesn't mean good joke unless it makes people laugh. So a lot of people write jokes. I'm coming straight from the comedy world. I don't know if you really think about jokes as deeply as I do. I know it might be annoying how niche this is. It's very niche. But a lot of people like write jokes that line up perfectly and everything makes sense, but it's not funny because funny is something else, is what I'm saying. Other side note, I'm not saying stereotype-based comedy isn't funny. It depends on a lot of things. I'm just saying stupid bullshit to pass the time when all I can do is fucking around my phone at the moment. So I ended it very with humility, I guess. Ended the post with humility. Listen to this. Okay. I don't know. I didn't even take a sip there. I just played the fucking Baile funk. Here's a little note I got. Stagnation is mental illness. I was just watching this fucking video on YouTube about stagnation being mental illness. Like, the more passive we become, the more mentally ill we become, you know? If you aren't challenging your fucking self, then you're going to become a fucking piece of shit. People love mediocrity and the lowest common denominator, you know? If someone says, I keep saying you know, I'm stuck in this fucking you know hemisphere filled with you know-nisms, if you know what I'm saying. People love mediocrity and the lowest common denominator, you know? There we go, I just do that fucking shit again. God damn it. And, like, people want what they know. I guess that's why I'm saying you know. People want mediocrity. Like, sometimes if you say something that's like smart, or you say something intelligent, someone will make fun of you by like, oh, Einstein over here. They'll make a joke how about it's negative to be smart because you should be with the herd. It's a very common school thing to make fun of the smart kids, because like because smartness challenges normal people with average IQs. So you want to make fun of it because you can't comprehend it. And then everyone laughs because we all want to be fucking retards. And that's just how life is. Like, anyone that exceeds at something is going to get ridiculed. I mean, that's just how it works. Like everyone who's the best at anything is under constant scrutiny because there's a certain sense of jealousy and you feel incomplete as a person. You see someone else succeed the most. Because I was just watching this video by an Emp Lemon on YouTube about Dale Earnhardt and all the hate that he got because he was like the best NASCAR guy. And then he was talking about how like Michael Jordan got a lot of hate, even though Michael Jordan is beloved. Dale Earnhardt's now beloved, but in their heyday, they get constant ridicule because when you're the best, someone's always trying to compete to get the best from you. So, but like if you're like a particularly good, like you're particularly smart, people want you to go back to the herd because they don't want to think that someone can be smarter. Or if you're like, I don't know, fucking something stupid, I don't think anything's stupid. Everything's important. But if you're like a good dancer, people are going to make fun of your dancing. If you're like even if you're a good football player, right? People will be like, oh, look at you tossing around the ball like you're going to succeed. Or anything. Even if you, because like the only reason I said even if you is because like football is a generally accepted thing by the normal crowds, People love some football. I guess it's art. Art, that's weird. If you're making art, People don't like art. And I could agree with art being stupid because there's so much bad art. Like, what even makes good art? I don't know. Is it like certain pain or disgust that makes good art? What is even good art? Point me at a good art. Like Plato is a philosopher. I meant to say Picasso. I meant to say Picasso. People make fun of Picasso's art, but he was intriguing because he was the first guy to do weird shit, right? That's his whole claim to Picasso fame. And wasn't he kind of a jerk to women? Didn't we learn that from the Hannah Gatsby special or something? But that still doesn't mean his art wasn't good. Fucking, I don't know. I'm going all over the place here. I'm going all. Let me take another sip. Play you a little more of this MC Bin Laden. Let me find a different track. Here's a good one.
Saindo do baile, toda mijada, capotada, pedindo carona. Enquanto eu tô aqui rodeado de várias gatas na casa da praia.
This is popular music in Brazil. It's so weird. I like how weird it is. I don't like that there's murders. I don't like how there's murders. People like TV shows, which is fine. I like some TV shows, I guess. But I feel like people just sit around and talk about TV shows and movies and art, and it does nothing. It's a waste of time and space and energy. Entertainment is useless. Even though that's what I'm trying to do in my life is entertain. But doing a useless thing is fun. I understand. I love doing useless shit. No. Well, I love doing useless shit because when I'm working on comedy or this podcast or anything, I guess I'm trying to spread ideas on this. I guess this isn't useless. This is education. And I guess the comedy, I'm trying to make people laugh. Maybe things aren't as dumb as I think they are. I don't know. You got to work on the people around you. You got to work on improving yourself. I'm just saying art is like far from what's the basic needs. Like a homeless person just needs food, right? Or like a starving person just needs food. A person without shelter just needs shelter. A person without friends and family just needs friends and family. Like art is a privileged pursuit, right? So it's really just cake. Art is cake. I think there's like Oscar Wilde said some shit like that. Well, I know fucking what's his name? Hitchcock said movies are cake, but like I think you can take that quote to all art as being cake. And who doesn't like some good old-fashioned cake? Yum, 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 eating cake all day long. I chomp on cake, chomping on cake, chomping on cake, chomp, chomping on cake, chomping on cake, chomp. But yeah, identity politics. did I really just glide over this shit? All I'm saying is that I feel like there's this promotion to where like all the races are different. And I agree they all are different. But we're also boxing them all into little boxes. Like someone who's whatever, who's from Thailand is like this. Someone who's from fucking Canada is like this. Someone who's from fucking Brazil is like this. And I just think just because you're from somewhere, you grow up somewhere, everything, there's so many different factors that play into how you are as a person. That doesn't mean you are like that. I'm a pretty anti-culture person. I don't resent it. I just don't accept it. Like, I'm like, what am I? Like Jewish and Italian and Irish. Jewish isn't really a race, but... And Russian, maybe. But, like, all these things don't play a role into my life. I could care less. I wish I didn't know I was anything. I just want to be a being on Earth that takes inputs and walks around and makes outputs. You know, outputs being shit. Like, where I'm, like, I like cultures and because, like, the various food and music and arts, even though I was just making points about music and art, but whatever. And, like, martial arts. Yeah, martial arts. Everyone martial farts. And, like, different technological creations and, like, fucking economical shit and farming and shit. Like, every culture brings something good, but culture is not what defines me as a human being. Like, my background doesn't define me. It doesn't mean I'm any kind of person. But maybe that's different. Maybe that might be a specifically American thing. Maybe everyone from, like, Japan is like everyone else from Japan. Like, granted, people have different IQs at birth and stuff, but they all, like, have a certain amount of respect for other people. There's ingrained culture identity in it, and it's not being racist to think a Japanese person would have a sort of respect for other people, because that's going to be universally true. And in America, our fucking the USA in particular, our fucking ingrained culture nation is almost, there is nothing. Like, what is the thing? Like, the American dream? Was I even taught about the American dream growing up? I think I was more like mocked it, you know? Where you just get like a little job and a family and a house. Why do I even want that? I guess I always rejected stuff like that and ideas like that, and just always had my own way of viewing things. I always tried to be an individual. Like, if I like in like art class in particular, if I made a mistake, and then the teacher was just like, well, lots of people make that mistake, you shouldn't feel bad. And I'd always be like, oh, I wish I was the only one to make it. I don't want to be like everyone else. So what I'm saying is I particularly try to lean towards the outcast, different guy, is just whatever is ingrained in me. I know other people are like that. I think it's necessary for evolution and such to have people who are different, you know? That's why we fuck around with everyone. It's so we can survive as a species, to have people from different backgrounds and different abilities breed with one another, so that there's a lot of people that maybe are like in with the herd, you know, like the popular music and the popular movies, and there's people who don't, to create different ideas to make this whole thing work. That was a very long-winded idea about things. How clear am I speaking now? Are you understanding how I'm representing myself in the world right now? I can make my voice... I'm not good at voices, but I can do weird voices. But yeah, every person's an individual with individual experiences. And to think just because you're fucking... your color of your skin or your upbringing defines who you are is ridiculous. You're defined by your actions. I shouldn't even have to say this kind of thing. I was just talking to my buddy about how I don't believe in free will. This is getting a little off topic. But like how like what you do is just a culmination of all the things before you creating a decision in the now, right? And I think we can all agree with that. And then so not believing in free will is like I can't hate anyone or think anyone's evil, because I think everyone's just a culmination of all the events prior to them. And obviously, if someone is bad, they need to be punished, right? Obviously. I'm not saying that's not true. And I'm not justifying people that do bad stuff. I'm just saying it's just the natural order of things, kind of. Like, nobody intrinsically wants to do bad stuff. They're just put in a situation where they are doing bad stuff. Right? like Saddam Hussein's kids nearly had not a choice. Really had not a choice. Really had not a choice. They were gonna be bad. They're fucking kids. Like, he's not... You don't just get morals, you sort of learn morals. And if morals aren't really created, then you're just gonna do bad shit and think it's okay. I mean, and we all do bad shit. You know, it's intrinsically human to do bad shit, to make mistakes, say the wrong things, be a bad person at times. At times, I think we're coming to a point where, like, we're not even allowed to make mistakes, be a bad person at times, which is ridiculous because we all fucking are. We all do stupid, awful shit. That's just the human experience. Even into our old age, we're always learning, or at least we should be. And, identity politics is retarded. I'm not sure if it's okay to say retarded. I'm still saying it until I can justify not saying it. I get it. It comes from a history of bad shit, making fun of people with with like Down syndrome and such. But it's just a fun word, and that's probably a shitty reason. But I'm a pro-speech advocate, and I'll do whatever the fuck I want to do. So... all in all, treat your fellow man with respect. Don't judge people based on their gender, race, or sexual orientation or anything. I'm not sure we came to any good conclusions here about anything. But don't be a fuck faggot. Oof, I said the F word there. That's a tough one. Cut that from the record. Forget I said that. But no, live your best life. Work hard. Don't waste your time, you know. Work on something that means something to you, to make you feel fulfilled. Pet a dog. I just read that petting dogs release oxytocin, and we all could use more oxytocin, you know. Oxytocin being the love chemical. And I'm holding this toilet paper roll. It's a good allegory for life, this toilet paper roll. It's just full of sheets for wiping your ass, which I think is something that could... that just is what life is. Life is just a bunch of sheets for wiping your ass. Take that as it is. I am Matt Miller. Did we come to... Did I finish anything? Finish any statements I was making about anything? I'm just trying to say, like, we should all be more open-minded. And that, like, any sort of group is kind of narrow-minded. And we should escape groups and just become humans in the world. And tickle each other's chins and lick each other's earlobes and suck in each other's nipples, you know? Okay. I love everyone. I'm at Matt Miller Real on all things. Matt Miller Comedy on YouTube. I appreciate you listening to this episode of Militant Affection. Okay. Goodbye.
Militant affection. Militant affection.